For most of human history, humans didn't have much. No phones, no books, no televisions, no football stadiums, no arcades, no video games, no internet. In fact, if you traveled back 50,000 years and asked an ancient human what they did for fun, you probably wouldn't recognize the answer, because despite what most people imagine, ancient humans weren't surviving every second of every day. They weren't constantly fighting predators. They weren't hunting mammoths from sunrise to sunset. Like modern humans, they had downtime. And whenever humans have downtime, something strange happens. They start playing, which raises an interesting question. What was the first game humans ever played? The truth is, nobody knows for sure. The first game was never written down. There were no historians, no scoreboards, no rule books. But we can make a pretty good guess. Because long before humans built cities, invented writing, or created civilization itself, they were already doing something that almost every child still does today. They were chasing each other. Think about it. If you place a group of children together almost anywhere on Earth, many of them naturally invent some version of tag. No one teaches it. No instruction manual is required. One person runs, another chases. Everyone laughs. It seems incredibly simple, but that simplicity might be exactly why it survived for thousands of generations. Some anthropologists believe many early human games weren't created for entertainment at all. They were accidental training. Running helped improve endurance. Dodging improved agility. Chasing improved hunting skills. Without realizing it, children may have been practicing survival while having fun. In other words, some of humanity's first games might have doubled as preparation for real life. And ancient humans weren't the only ones. Young wolves chase each other. Lion cubs wrestle. Chimpanzees play games. Even ravens have been observed sliding down snowy rooftops repeatedly for what appears to be no practical reason. Play is surprisingly common in intelligent animals, which suggests something important. Games may not be a luxury. They may be a natural part of learning. But chasing wasn't the only possibility. Imagine an ancient campfire at the end of the day. The hunt is over. The food has been shared. People are sitting together under the night sky. Sooner or later, somebody picks up a rock. Then another person picks up a rock. And suddenly, they're competing. Who can throw farther? Who can hit a target? Who can throw most accurately? Nobody calls it a sport. But that's exactly what it is. Some researchers believe throwing competitions may have been among humanity's earliest organized games. And honestly, it makes sense. Humans are unusually good at throwing, much better than most animals. Your ability to throw a ball today might actually be a leftover skill from ancient ancestors launching stones and spears, which means every baseball game and every basketball shot traces its roots back to skills humans developed tens of thousands of years ago. But eventually, something even stranger happened. Humans started creating games that had absolutely no survival purpose. Games just for fun. And evidence for this exists surprisingly far back in history. One of the oldest known board games ever discovered is called the Royal Game of Ur. It was played over 4,000 years ago. Think about that. Ancient people were gathering around boards, moving pieces, competing, and arguing over rules thousands of years before the invention of smartphones. Some things never change, but games likely existed long before board games. The problem is that early games leave almost no evidence. A game of tag disappears the moment it's finished. A race leaves no trace. A wrestling match leaves no fossil, which means humans may have been playing for tens or even hundreds of thousands of years before archaeology could ever detect it. And perhaps that's why games appear everywhere. Every culture on Earth invented them. Completely different civilizations, separated by oceans, all created competitions, races, challenges, and sports. It's almost as if humans are programmed to play. Because in a way, we are. Modern neuroscience suggests that play helps develop social skills, problem solving, cooperation, and creativity. Children learn through games long before they understand formal lessons. Ancient humans probably benefited from the exact same process. A child pretending to hunt wasn't just pretending. They were learning. A child wrestling wasn't just playing. They were practicing strength and coordination. A child racing others wasn't wasting energy. They were developing skills that might one day keep them alive. Which creates an interesting possibility. Maybe the first game wasn't invented by adults at all. Maybe it was invented by children. Some bored child tens of thousands of years ago might have pointed at another child and said the ancient equivalent of, "Bet you can't catch me." And just like that, a game was born. No grand invention, no genius creator, no official beginning. Just humans doing what humans have always done, playing. And that's what makes games so fascinating. Technology changes. Civilizations rise and fall. Languages disappear. Entire empires vanish. Yet a child running from another child remains instantly recognizable. A basketball game, a soccer match, a game of tag on a playground, all of them may share something in common with people who lived around campfires thousands of generations ago. Because while humans have changed the world dramatically, the desire to play never really left. And somewhere in the distant past, long before history began, somebody probably played the first game. The strange part is, you've probably played a version of it too.